The traditional time for afternoon tea is 4 o'clock. So if you consider us in England, you might think that we are serving the special English house blend, the 5 o'clock tea.
And if we consider us in Marriott, Hilton or Kempinski Hotel, we might be serving tea between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
However, right now it's 12 noon, so it's not tea time. But still, I, Fuad, along my colleague Wafa from Lebanon, will be preparing and serving tea in a very unique activity, not only minis,
but rather white pennies. For the past few weeks, we have been attacked by a threatening enemy, a huge pandemic, COVID-19, which rendered the whole earth a prison and put us in a period of quarantine.
In this frame, a family of 5 members, due to lockdown, is expected to manage itself during 35 days of quarantine to drink tea twice per day using 2 packages of tea with 200 tea bags only.
Come on, Fuad, what a big problem. 200 tea bags is more than enough for 35 days.
How come? I told you, a family of 5 members drinking tea twice per day. So 5 times 2 equals
10, okay.
Great.
I know, and 35 times 10, 350.
And therefore, by simple math, 350 tea bags is much more than 200.
I know that the 2 packages are 200 tea bags, but still the answer is so simple. When each tea bag can be used
for more than once. This is what she wanted to
Yes.
say. And the answer is simply no, Miss Wafa, because so simply due to health measures and to minimize the risk of virus transmission, each tea bag can be used only for once per family member and for one single serving only.
Ah, okay, I got it. You mean that each tea bag cannot be used for more than one serving, even by the same person?
This is it. So can you suggest a solution?
Let me see. A tea bag is a tea bag well designed to fulfill the desire of all tea lovers, whether they drink the light, regular, or dark, right?
Great. So if you look at the tea bag in terms of structure, content, and design, can you figure out a solution?
I think I found it. Let me show you. First, I will remove the staple.
Let me help you if you don't mind.
Thank you.
So we are done.
To unfold the tea bag. Once unfolded, you can notice that the tea fillings are almost equally spread on both sides of the tea bag.
Good.
So this content can provide the requested taste for for a wide range of tea lovers. So let's split it in half.
Great. Thus, splitting the tea bag in half under such condition could be the solution by duplicating the number of tea bags from 200 to 400 and therefore solving the problem.
And to make sure that the tea bag is split in half, let's measure it. It is almost 15 centimeters. So marking the midpoint at such level and using a pair of scissors enables us to split in half. You see, it's very simple. Would you please turn on the kettle? Thank you.
You're mostly welcome. What is next? We need to reassemble its different parts so that the reduced bag can acquire the name of a mini tea bag. All what we need is to take a 15 centimeter long thread, as you see here, and staple one of its end to the folded mini tea bag. And here is our new mini tea bag, as you see.
And staple the other end to a 2 by 2 centimeter cardboard tag previously cut. And here is our new mini tea bag, smaller in size and half content.
Great. Since our water is already hot, let us take 2 identical plastic cups having the same size and pour in each the same volume of hot water. So here is the first cup. And this is our second cup. Label one of the cups by letter M for minis and the other by S for standard.
So, I will add to the M-labeled cup the mini tea bag, and my colleague will add to the S-labeled cup the standard tea bag. By this time, you should have noticed that the lady wearing the apron labeled with the letter M stands for mini tea bag, while this gentleman wearing the apron labeled with the letter S stands for standard tea bag.
As you see here, hot water is dissolving the tea bag fillings in each cup. What we can observe that the color of tea in the M labeled cup is actually brighter, while in S it is darker. Tea is still there, but what we have been able to do is simply at least to serve those who would like to drink tea, whether it is light or regular.
And since the number of tea bag is now 400 instead of 200, this means that we have an excess of 50 tea bag that will be available from time to time to satisfy the desire of those family members who drink dark tea.
Exactly. So not only minis was the first half of our story, but what about the second half of our story, which is the white pennies? The famous Arabic quote, خبي قرشك الأبيض ليومك الأسود, is the best way by which we can explain the white pennies in our mini tea bags.
If we check these graphs, we can notice that redesigning tea bag has a great economic impact, and COVID-19 has a negative impact on our economy, since the cost of one package has increased from 4,500 to 8,500 Lebanese lira, and thus the cost of one tea bag has almost doubled from 22.5 to 42.5 Lebanese lira.
Here comes the economic impact of our mini tea bags, whereby the reduced bag has decreased the cost of one tea bag by almost 50%, which is right now 21.25 Lebanese lira in a package of 400 tea bags. Therefore, our mini tea bags are not only minis, but rather white pennies. In the 2030 Agenda of Education, the Sustainable Goals of Development, SDG 12 and SDG 13, highlight respectively the responsible consumption and production as well as climate action.
In this sense, redesigning tea bag helps reducing waste on one hand, and reusing tea fillings adds fertility to the soil on the other hand. This is exactly what we will demonstrate.
As you see here, we have taken 3 identical plastic pots split in half, within which we have cultivated 2 types of seeds, lentils and corn, having the same mass, cultivated in the same type of soil, irrigated regularly and exposed equally to air and sunlight for the same period of time. Pot 1 is our control pot. Pot 2 is our first experimental pot, within which we have added 4 tea bag fillings, as you see here, to each cultivated half, whereas the third pot is our second experimental pot, within which we have added 8 tea bag fillings per each cultivated half.
The results observed during our experimentation have revealed that the cultivated corn seeds were first to germinate within 4 to 5 days after implantation in both experimental pots, whereby 6 corn seedlings with remarkable height and 3 corn lentil seedlings were observed in the second experimental pot having 8 tea bags, compared to 3 corn seedlings and 1 lentil seedling in the first experimental pot having only 4 tea bags. The seeds in the control group were first to germinate within 6 days with 2 seedlings of corn only, and within 8 days for lentils with 1 seedling only.
Regardless your choice in drinking tea, whether it is light, regular or dark, tea remains that drink across all generations that has been able to bridge different populations throughout history and geography.
But we, lovers of tea too, we have been able to bridge science and math through technology, engineering and art in tea by reducing standards to mini.
That was STEAM, not only minis,
but rather white pennies.